Thank you to EA for inviting me to this early access event to F1 24. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video checking out F1 24, this time the all new driver career mode. Let's check it out, and I'm actually quite happy with it so far. So you can play as an official driver or a custom driver in the new driver career mode. I'm going as a custom driver. I didn't bother messing around with anything. I just chose the Canadian flag for my actual nationality and then moved on with it and just chose the default stuff for character and whatnot. I just want to get into the good stuff. Immediately you're met with this, your driver academy. Which driver academy do you want to be in? Basically, whichever one you join will improve your recognition with associated teams. Just for this preview video, I'm going with no academy and just driving for Ferrari with Charles Leclerc as my teammate. It is important to note this is a preview build of the game and many things are not final. You're met with this early cutscene where you meet your agent. I'm not going to show it all and spoil it for everyone, but you basically meet with your agent and then you set up your contract. So you now have an official rating in the game, and then you can set targets of where you want your rating to be by the end of the season, and then you sign the contract based off of that goal that you set for yourself, and that also increases your kind of influence in the team for development and whatnot. As you can see at the top there, my development recognition is 27% compared to Leclerc, who's 73%. You then are going here to a house that you really should not be able to afford as a Formula One rookie unless you got a really rich father, which I guess is the storyline we have, is our father's really rich. So we got a beautiful house and actually really nice hub here, and this is where things get good. We now have specialists in the game where basically they specialize in each department of the car with the R&D, but then you have a manufacturing expert and a strategy analyst as well. The manufacturing one is like the overseer for all development of the car, where you have the ones that specialize in each department as well. Basically, you give or get a goal from them to choose from between the two, and you can see the failure chance of all upgrades are reduced and whatnot based off of the levels that you have with that engineer. And then we have this new contract screen and driver detail situation that we'll take a deeper look at in a moment, but there's accolades now where you can see everything on there with the race starts, top 5, qualifyings, top 10s, finishes, podiums, etc. And look at the rivals now. There's 3 sets of rivalries. So you got your teammate rivalry, and they have different intensity levels. And I'm curious to see how that's going to change, where if it's high intensity, are they going to race you differently? But then there's a championship battle rivalry and then a driver rating rivalry. So a driver that's going to have a similar rating to you. And now you can actually see the driver ratings of all the other drivers in the series, as well as Formula 2 drivers as well that are in the pool. As I was really hoping to see more than just F2 drivers involved, and hopefully in the future we do see more. But there you can see now, so this is the contract performance screen and the driver details, where you can see the green lines, your target where you set when you sign the contract. I want to be a 70 rated driver at the end of the season. I'm currently 65, and to keep my seat at Ferrari I need to be at least 60 at the end of the season, and my recognition within the team is 25%, which is just influence on development of the car. And speaking of the car, we went to the all-new car reveal, which is basically, a replica of how a real-life season kicks off, where they do the big grid photo every year at the season opening track, where they have all the teams get together and the drivers. However, I felt like in a car reveal, they didn't show enough car. I was a little bit annoyed by that actually here, but overall it does look really cool, and you'll see that every season, and I'm hopeful with mods, this is going to be a really cool scene in the future, seeing, all the teams together with the modded liveries, modded suits, etc., assuming modding capabilities are the same in this game. Not 100% sure on that yet, however. But then you go into what we've always seen in previous games here in F1 24. Looks just like F1 23, but what is going on with that, guys? So there's our manufacturing expert, and it's like he's looking at us and then he's not, and then he's looking at us and then he's not. And I was playing around with that. But you can see the specialists, so sometimes they are there, sometimes they are not. So like they'll go away for a few race weekends. So one race weekend you can have a lot, then one race weekend you may only have 1 or 2. So you'll have to kind of go off on that every weekend. But I crashed in Bahrain qualifying, and it immediately affected my pace negatively, so obviously that brings your overall rating backwards a little bit, which was really cool to see, as I was kind of just trying to mess around here in Bahrain to see how, things I do in the race is going to affect my actual rating. So I was very curious to see, if it was going to be silly or not. And we immediately kicked things off, sending it up the inside here. Now the AI as well, not final, so don't really judge them too much here based off what you see, which is very brief in this video. But one thing that's not shown in this video is, so in the middle of the races, you can get race objectives, and they'll come up on the right side of the screen, and basically Mark will come over the radio and tell you as well. But basically, two examples. I was given an objective one time to pass George Russell within 3 laps, and I was given another objective to actually cool my engine down. It was basically, it said get it below 147 degrees Celsius within 3 laps. A really cool little feature to add into the just middle of races to kind of keep you engaged a little bit further with the game. I really enjoy that. But yeah, my first race, I mean, just messing around here in Bahrain, just trying to understand what's going on, and I would end up just crashing the car. As you can see, it's just slipping and sliding all over the place, trying to full throttle it, and then there we go, we crashed into the wall. Let's see how DNFing affects our rating, and that's where I was curious. And this is a cool little screen here, your teammate rivalry, and it still shows the intensity, Charles Leclerc dominating me. But look at this, so it takes down our focus quite a bit, but you can also expand and see exactly where you gained rating and lost rating. We gained some racecraft by actually completing 7 overtakes, which was cool. You see here, Charles Leclerc is focusing on the durability department right now, so they'll have your teammate's name on the department that they are focusing on developing. So it's up to you and your teammate now to develop the car, and both of you are going to kind of focus on different aspects of the car. As you can see, going into weekend 2, I had 4 actual specialists this weekend with us, and then we might lose one the next weekend, but then a durability specialist will be on for that weekend. And here you can see the chart basically of your driver ratings and how they change for each part of your driver rating with experience, racecraft, awareness, pace, etc. And as well, looking at the R&D, just curious to see how it was kind of shaking up over the first few weekends. But then we got the new feature of a secret meeting. This came after race 3 going into the Japanese Grand Prix, so you get an opportunity to have a secret meeting, and you're presented with 2 options. And I was presented, or approached by Red Bull, and your 2 options are continue talking or decline talking with them. I decide, of course, let's continue talks. I'm running terrible at Ferrari. Of course I want to go to Red Bull, and their idea of continuing talks in this game is me getting up out of my chair and walking out of the room.
Been scouring the socials and asking around, and I'm delighted to say that the team are none the wiser about us chatting with anyone else. And the meeting went well too. I know, I'm amazing. You're welcome.
Long story short, F1 24 career mode, they've brought in these new additions that certainly add some life to the career mode, which I think was very important, with the rivalries being expanded on, and of course all the other things we've touched on with specialists and whatnot, and the ratings and stuff. But still, I feel like there is quite a ways to go in terms of getting this career mode better and where it needs to be. There's so many things they could do that they still haven't done, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. But I hope that this is not the only step forward we're getting in the career mode, for a few years. They need to come out next year and bring further advancements in the career modes as well. But that's kind of the first look on how the career mode kind of works and the new additions to it and whatnot. And those secret meetings basically carry on over the season, so that's why we walked out of the room. They carry on as the season goes on, and that's pretty well a good intro into how F1 24 career mode kind of kicks off and works. And if you want to see the best F1 24 career mode on YouTube at all, you're in the right place. Make sure to be ready for it. I've got a crazy plot storyline set up, and I can't wait for you guys to get invested into it, just like my F1 23 career mode. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.